Big news that came down. Jack Curry, Yes Network, broke it about an hour and a half ago, is that Aaron Boone, I guess if you followed Reddit last night, they had it as well, but Boone is back with the Yankees, a 3-year contract. 3 years. Aaron Boone is rolling back as the Yankee manager, Maggie, with an option for year number 4. And if you're a Yankee fan, I think you're particularly perturbed here on this Tuesday morning. Not stunned, because I think when you're getting rid of the hitting coaches, when you're firing Phil Nevin, when we were joking around last week about the Yankees, blaming Phil Nevin for some of the managerial gaffes and decisions by Aaron Boone in that dugout, you knew that Aaron Boone was coming back. 3 years, though? I mean, you need to give Aaron Boone a 3-year contract guaranteed because you had to fire his best friend because he was playing footsie with the San Diego Padres about a week and a half ago, and that story, came out there that might be an option going out to San Diego after they fired Taste Jingler or whatever the hell his name was as manager, and he was an absolute disaster this past year for the San Diego Padres. Here's what I come down to. Listen, if you're a Yankee fan this morning, you're bothered. You know why you're bothered? Because they're rolling it all back. I'm not talking about player personnel-wise. I'm talking about the very fact of everybody's coming back. Boone's coming back. The coaching staff will be decided by Brian Cashman. Cashman's got 1 year left on the deal. If you're giving Aaron Boone a 3-year contract with an option, you know what? The Yankees are giving Brian Cashman a contract extension as well. He's not going anywhere. So Brian Cashman's going to be coming back. Have the Yankees been humbled? So you look at and the answer to that would probably be no. We'll see what their player personnel decisions, Maggie, are after this season. Here's what troubles me. What troubles me is you read this dopey press release that the Yankees issued, right? And here's a quote from the Yankees general partner, Hal Steinbrenner. As a team and as an organization, we must grow, evolve, and improve. We need to get better, period. I know Aaron fully embraces our expectations of success, and I look forward to drawing on his intelligence, instincts, and leadership in pursuit of our next World Series championship. Great. Fantastic. However, every action that you have taken with Aaron Boone is you've minimized the Yankee manager. It was last year after you got eliminated by the Tampa Bay Rays where Brian Cashman was actually getting asked the question of whether or not Aaron Boone is a puppet. So now the Yankees want to lean into the instincts and the leadership of Aaron Boone. That's nonsense. Also from Hal, this is the same manager and Aaron Boone after they got eliminated by the Boston Red Sox, Maggie, after they got eliminated, when asked about his future, said he was proud of the job that he has done as Yankee manager. Nonsense. I mean, you haven't won anything. And the press release that the Yankees issued is all talking about regular seasons, postseason bursts, winning the wild card, all of those things. You know what? He fell short the last 4 years. The Yankees haven't won a World Series. They went from a manager as tight as Joe Girardi was as a Yankee manager, Maggie. They went from a manager that put in the jersey, what the pursuit was, which was winning the 28th World Series championship on his back, because he wanted that to be a day-in, day-out motivation for his players. Whether you think that's hokey or not, that is what Joe Girardi did, right? Put that besides the point. You have a manager now in Aaron Boone, just like the Yankees did last year, patted themselves on the back about the job he's done as the manager, when the Yankees, their ultimate goal is winning a World Series, and they haven't won anything.
Moose, if it wasn't Boone, though, it was going to be someone just like Aaron Boone. This is the reality that the Yankee fan has to deal with here, which is they want someone who can communicate, collaborate, good with the media, and didn't lose the clubhouse. And that's what they want from Aaron Boone. The expectations for what the Yankees are going to be in their pursuit of the 28th World Series title, that has to come from higher. This has to come with the roster change and higher. Boone is like, and I hate to do this because I don't want it to minimize him even more than the Yankees have, but isn't this really just the surface stuff? Isn't this really just cosmetic? Even that 3rd year on the contract is cosmetic because they want to look like they're presenting this united front. Hey, this is how much we all wanted Aaron Boone back. We're willing to give him the 3rd year because we wanted all decided that Aaron Boone was the right guy when we know that that wasn't the case. Why would it have taken this long if everyone is so in on Aaron Boone? I think Yankee fans have to get a reality here, which is the skills that Aaron Boone has are ones that the Yankees are putting over technical proficiency in the job and that kind of attitude, World Series or bust.
Maggie, but it's over winning. And you're not wrong, but I mean, ultimately it's about winning. I'm watching, listen, I would love Alex Cora to be the Yankee manager. I really would. He's the Red Sox manager, and I honestly have Cora envy on this Tuesday morning. I really do. Like, I watch him and watch the way that the players respond
screams
to him.
at his players. You
watch
love it.
him responding to, yelling at Rodriguez for tapping on his, mimicking what Carlos Correa did in Game 1 after he hit the home run. I've got Cora envy. Like, that's what I want in my manager. I really do. But here's the Yankees don't have that in Boone. They don't, and that's the most infuriating thing is that they don't. And you're not wrong. He's great with the media for the most part. Some of the messaging is way off base, but okay, he's great handling a clubhouse. A former player, understands it, leans into the history, all of those things. He's open to communication, the big collaborative process,
right.
All of those things, right? That's all great. What about winning? What about winning a World Series?
Wait,
I mean, what is it? I mean, so it's a splendid work environment for the Yankees and for Brian
It's
Cashman.
important these days.
I understand, Maggie, but you're getting judged based on whether you win or lose. Like, and the Yankees continue to tell you about how much regular season success Aaron Boone has had. Meanwhile, in the postseason, they fail.
The king
Like,
of the
that's
wild
the
card.
frustrating thing. Yes, he's a nice guy. Yes, he jokes around. Yes, he watches Friends when he goes to bed. All of those things. Aaron Boone, we joked around about it.
Relatable.
We'd both like to sit down and have a beer with
Yes.
Aaron Boone, right? Sit down, have some wings, have a couple beers, a couple pints, whatever it might be. Good guy. Is he a great manager? Like, can you, Maggie?
Okay, is he the ace in the sleeve? Is he the secret weapon, that the Yankees can
Is
just
he that
deploy?
guy? Why can't the
No.
Yankees have that guy?
Because they didn't feel like they could find that guy.
Why can't they have? There's nobody.
No.
I mean, there's
No,
nobody
there's
in all of Major League Baseball. This is it.
No,
There's
this is
no
it.
other-
This is all you got.
It's only Cora. Cora's the only ace in the sleeve.
He's
There's
the
nobody
one-on-one.
else.
Yeah.
Go dig up Beltran. Bring Beltran back.
Dig him up.
I
Jeez.
mean, bring him back. He's basically gone. I mean, Beltran sit on some island somewhere remotely after he got let go by the Mets. Bring Beltran back into the fold. That's the thing that bothers me. And Maggie, you and I were on it. The longer this went along, you knew Boone was coming
Well,
back, but
you knew it.
It's still frustrating.
Of course it's frustrating because you haven't achieved the goal. And when he says, like, I'm proud of this and I can hold my head up high, you're right. It is kind of like have the good working environment, which, listen, I can appreciate, maybe you get like a chart with stickers on it, like everyone gets a gold star. Unfortunately, or fortunately, here's what I want to know from Yankee fans. Do you feel like the Yankees are making a mistake? Because I would say that this is really just step one. I mean, what happens with the roster is what's going to determine whether or not the Yankees win the World Series. We can talk about Alex Cora, and we can talk about how he's, providing this extra something for the Red Sox, or at least he appears to be providing this sort of leadership that doesn't look the same as what Aaron Boone is doing. Okay, it's not always going to look right. But if the roster is better, if the roster makes more sense, if the roster is more cohesive, if the roster is what actually matters in this whole thing. And again, that's going to be the change that the Yankee fan wants. What are you doing at short? What are you doing at center field? What are you doing at catcher? What are you doing at first base? All of these things need to be answered by one man, Brian Cashman.
Yeah, and we're going to have, and when the Yankees, and when Cashman meets with the media at 11, when Boone meets with the media at 11:30 this morning, you're going to hear it right here on the Moose and Maggie program on WFAN. So we will bring that to you live, Maggie. So I'm a frustrated Yankee fan. I really am. It's tough watching the Red Sox, sitting there watching with my sons last night, watching the Red Sox, and Kyle Schwarber, a guy that Cashman drooled over for years, hitting a grand slam up at Fenway Park. Could have had him. He only signed for $10 million in the one-year deal with the Washington Nationals after he was DFA'd by the Chicago Cubs. It's tough to watch Cora holding his, players accountable. And you're right. This is the Yankee way, the way that they're buying into right now. What's frustrating is they don't see the error of their ways. That's what's kind of, and you're listen. Talent
they don't
wins.
think it's an error.
I understand, and that's frustrating, Maggie. Isn't? I mean, as a fan, as a lifelong Yankee fan, we go to games every single year. You spend your hard-earned money. You're going there watching time, effort, watching every game on Yes, and all these things, right? Talking Yankee baseball as you and I do throughout the course. They don't see the errors in their ways, and that's the thing that bothers me the most. Watching it and saying, no, you gotta be better. What are you gonna do in order to be better? How is the personnel? And Cora is very, very good in that dugout. All right, take it away that the Yankees have marginalized and minimized the manager. you could clearly say Cora's personality has had an impact on the Red Sox. Like, they bought in, right? They play with an edge.
Yeah.
They're aggressive on the base pass. He provides that extra kind of personality intangible, holding his players accountable. Does Boone even impact the Yankees that way? Like, can you say that Boone, personality-wise, has had an impact on this Yankee roster, on this Yankee team, the way that Cora has, or other managers in Major League Baseball? He's a nice guy. He supports his players after they fail. He gives you some ridiculous comments about the compete level after they get their doors blown off and how they're going through it. It's all very similar to what we heard from Joe Judge on Sunday.
Yeah. Silver linings.
That's what you get from That's what you get from Aaron Boone. Has he had that kind of an impact on this Yankee team?
Well, that's the crazy part, right? Because you can say about the tactical stuff or the lineup and the roster and who makes the lineup every day. We never know if he's managing with one hand tied behind his back because we don't know if Giancarlo Stanton, could he have played the outfield before the last third of the season or last month or so? Maybe he could have. Boone didn't have that weapon to deploy, right? So we don't know what to put on him when it comes to the roster and the construction of the lineup. In terms of the vibe, though, that was the thing about the Phil Nevin firing when it came out about, Phil was kind of like the sheriff for Boone, right?
Yeah.
But even that they were finding issues with. Even that wasn't going either, up to speed or not holding guys accountable enough or whatever it is. And the idea, remember Brendan Cuddy had this from NJ.com, they needed the yin to the yang. And that's what they're going to look for in the next coaching. So, okay, you're not letting him have full, say over his roster. And also you're not totally pleased with the culture and the vibe in the clubhouse. So really, what are we doing here? That's what I was stop pointing the finger at Aaron Boone. That's not the issue here for the Yankees. You're going to be wasting your time. What do they do with the roster? That's the most important thing.
No, and we'll see. We'll see what Cashman and company, then you get to the player evaluation. It's going to be fascinating when Brian, not just on the Boone aspect, but I'm sure he's going to get pressed on this roster and what he felt was wrong with this roster and what he feels like he needs to do. Obviously, he's not going to name names, but that's going to be an interesting thing when Cashman. But I want to hear from you, Yankee fans. Are they making a mistake? Are you happy that Boone is back? Do you think I'm off my rocker? 877-337-6666. Your number to call, your number to text. Let's head out to Belmar, New Jersey. Beautiful spot in the summer. It's Andrew. What's going on, Andrew?
Hey, what's up, Maggie? How you doing today? Love your show.
Thank you, Andrew.
So, Moose, I want to walk you off the ledge. I'm a diehard Yankee fan also. Trust me, I'm fed up with the last couple of years. But I don't think Aaron Boone is the issue. I really don't.
Okay.
Whichever manager you bring in, if Garrett Cole's going to start laying eggs since he can't use the spider tack anymore, no manager is helping Garrett Cole out. No one. It's not Aaron Boone's fault. The hitters striking out so much, that's not Aaron Boone's fault. We got to get more contact hitters. We got to fix up our pitching, whether Cole figures it out and Severino gets better. But that's what matters. It's the players. We need better pitching. We need a competent catcher. And we also need a good shortstop. And we need contact hitting. That's what we need. The manager is not the issue. It's really not.
Oh, so the manager, no role whatsoever for Boone. He plays,
He's hanging out.
He's just hanging out. So then it's okay. As you read the Yankee press release, they want to tell you that he was in 2019. Boone placed second in AL Manager of the Year voting. So does that count for anything, Maggie?
No, but he's got a 328 and 218 managerial record. So when you spent that hard-earned money to go to Yankee Stadium, more often than not, you saw a win.
Ninth on the Yankees all-time list.
Top 10.
Top 10. Top 10.
For a storied franchise like the Yankees, he's top 10.
Joe in Upper Saddle River.
And
what's
only
going
to keep climbing.
Only going to keep. Yeah, he's here for another 3, guaranteed.
Oh,
Joe, what's going on?
Moose, Maggie, I hopefully I've been trying to look up on the internet and I cannot find this. Hopefully you guys have the answer. How does Hal Steinbrenner eat when his mouth is located right next to his colon and along with the rest of the
Yikes.
head?
No, that's a graphic.
I'm sorry. The only way to
Gosh.
explain this is his head has to be up there trying to sing to his intestines. You cannot be that stupid to give somebody a deal unless all you care about is money. And I hate to say this, that is all Hal Steinbrenner cares about is the money. They're turning into, if you ever watch Formula One, they're turning into Ferrari. They have not won a championship in 20 years, but
that one doesn't really land with me.
On their money. That's the problem.
Joe, here's the thing, though. I got a little bit, I don't want to be newsflash person, but I'm going to go newsflash on you. Every owner only cares about money. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. They all do. So, listen, I think Hal Steinbrenner, if he believes that it shouldn't take more than $200 million to build a winner, I can kind of see that logic. I kind of get what he's talking about there.
Yeah, I would. Can you fake it a little bit better than he does, though? Can you not be as transparent as it's coming across? Can you act like it bothers you just a little bit so you can connect to the fan base? Can you not issue a press release?
I think they see this as a stability move. I think they see this as like, listen.
Just fake it for me.
This is going to keep the train on the tracks.
I feel like I'm home.
Faking it? Putting on a happy face? Moose is loose.